Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming. Welcome back to another edition of The Weekend Warrior. We've got a lot of stuff to do and very little time to do it, so let's just run the intro and get to business. And we're back. What seemed like a brief, quasi-competent introduction for you was actually a chance for me to grab two gummy bears out of a bag. Anyway, we're here at the mailer in offline mode with GAWGZ, our heavy blade, who has had quite a nice little summertime feature here on the Weekend Warrior. And I want to bring up the last email we got. I just couldn't resist the temptation earlier. I had to read it. It's from Elk. It says about Mia. If you know anything about Elk, he holds very true to his friends, especially ones that may or may not be suspicious cat PCs, and he is a man of very few words. So we go ahead, read the email, and it says, thank you so much. Thank you, Elk. Always a gent. Now we're going to head in. You may have saw we picked up a couple levels online last week in the Weekend Warrior. That got us up to 13. Quick inspection sort of showed that more grinding needed done. So we're up to level 15 now. And we're going to hop on in. Also went ahead and well, I guess before we log in, we should check out the bulletin boards. Offline has a new post, and it's about the Nuke Asagemaru show. Nuke is the resident stand-up comedian of the world R1, and he is inviting you to his show. I am hosting my world-famous comedy shows in the dungeon at Theta Echoing Refugees Requiem. It's a heck of a name. I love my adoring fans, so today's the day to meet me and have a face-to-face conversation. Cool, he wants to bring people in. No parties allowed, come alone. Maybe it's just me. I'm a little out of touch with the modern world, but it seems like the worst way to promote a show by telling people not to bring their friends. Either way, that's all there is to the message, and by clicking on it again, we get the keywords Echoing Refugees Requiem, which will be our next area to check out. Now, as I was about to say as we log in here, I did make a couple upgrades in armor. I went ahead, and I'll pull them up here in a second once we log in, because there are some new skills I want to set as well. Taking a look at the gear here, we've got bone armor, in which is going to give us a darkness element spell, and more importantly, ups our defensive stats a bit. And we've got Hands of Storm, which isn't really going to give us much of anything, except for an extra physical attack, some extra defense all around, and again, upping those resistances. So we're in a healthier place, element-wise. But we do have a couple things we need to set up here. So let's go ahead, get Annie Dawn set for our spell. And we've got Knight's Bloods and Beast Bloods set in our shortcuts as well. Now without further ado, go to the word list. Echoing Refugees Requiem, level 25 field. So it's 10 levels above us. Bit of a risky proposition here, but what the heck, we'll run with it. Let's go ahead, pop a Fairy's Orb. And I don't want to get too carried away here. Just kind of want to get in and get out. But with those two portals right next to the dungeon, I don't see that going overly well. So instead, go ahead and get our buffs up and running. Physical and magical defense up, as well as physical accuracy up. And let's see if we can't clear out those two portals closest to the dungeon and then just head in. First one's going to give us a cannibal. Just start dropping skulls on it from a distance. See, we're dealing 120 spell damage. Only 66 physical damage. And it's taken more than half our health when it gets the chance to hit us. So our best plan of attack is literally to not attack. Stay at a range, and we have to run very carefully because this field is absolutely crawling with portals here. Just gonna circle around a bit. Realize that we're out of SP. Finally, another Mage's Soul. My apologies. So used to saying Artisan Soul anymore. And that gets us right back in the fight. Only 208 hit points left for it, so this should do it. Oh, it's still just barely hanging on. 1 hit point it had. It had 1 hit point. Can you believe it? Kill the cannibal, pick up 40 experience, and my goodness, that kill alone is enough to level us up to 16. Got some white cherries here. Go ahead, snag those real quick, and then open the next portal, which is going to give us a whole bundle of death. 3 armor shoguns. Now, if we face these inside a dungeon room, I don't like our chances at all. Fortunately, we are out in the field. And we have the chance to move just to the point where these guys can't really reach us. At their turnaround point, if you will. And then we're just going to start dropping skulls on them like they were candy. Nice thing about Annie Dawn is it will do splash damage. So even though we're not picking up a ton of damage here, we are hitting all 3 of them at once. And locking them in place to boot. This is the dreaded caster's animation lock, or the stun lock, if you will. It's really great when you get it to work for you, and it's really terrible when the enemies get it to work for them. But either way, that's 2 of our shoguns down. Now it's a one-on-one battle, and it just seems sort of unfair to keep dropping skulls on it, but at the same time, I don't want to get into the unseemly amount of damage those things can do to a level 16 heavy blade. So we'll just take our 23 more experience from it and run our way to the dungeon. Now you could be saying to yourself, why didn't I just use my Noble Grunty and make it in safely? And that was entirely viable strategy. But I kind of wanted to go ahead and make sure we got through that. Also, I knew we were close to a level, so that didn't hurt either. Sort of pick your poison against these snakeoids, but since they're bunched together, I do believe the smart call is going to be just dropping skulls. That's simple, we take them out, 13 experience a pop, and that is the first room of this dungeon. Also, the only necessary battle of this event. Let's go into the next room. And we've got a little bit of load time, which means we're about to enter a cutscene. There is Rachel, who introduces herself as such. And there is Nukusagi Maru, also introducing himself as such, with that creepy, expressionless, static stare. It's sort of mesmerizing. But mostly awful. and this is the Dungeon Comedy Show. Kind of realized Nuke's hair kind of looks like wheat in the breeze. So his crowd for today, because no friends allowed, are ourselves, Moonstone, who's a bit of a loner who loves leg day, and Marlowe, who should be a loner, despite being an awesome dude outside of the game. Some very edgy armor. Nuke goes, "The audience is just my friends," and Moonstone says, "I don't recall becoming your friend." We're going to chalk that up to the burn of the day there. Marlowe says, "I was emailed about something serious, but now that I'm here..." Rachel goes, "Usagi Morrow, don't be rude to our guests." Nuke responds, "You're right. Even with such a small audience, reminder, he did say come alone. A professional always gives their best performance." Rachel says, "Okay, first joke. Soccer." Hey, Usagi Maru, soccer is really popular these days." Nuke goes, right, like the World Cup." Rachel says, "My kids always come home from soccer practice and make a huge mess." Nuke says, yes, my kid is the same. He's in his room every day stealing other people's personal information." Rachel says, "Wait, you didn't mean soccer, you mean hacker." And the crowd goes mild. Now for the second joke, Rachel says, titled, "Too Funny." Hey, Usagi Maru. Is starting to see a pattern here, folks. Is it true that someone fainted during your comedy show the other day? Nuke goes, yes, my gag was just too funny. It really knocked them out. Rachel goes, "Amazing! Your gag is like a weapon." And Nuke says, "They liked my gag so much they were inspired to make a game based on it called The World." Guys, I can't. Like, I'm trying to make this sound more cornball than it is, but this is effing cornball. Rachel says, "Oh, wait. That wasn't a fainting person. It was CC Corp." More deafening silence from the crowd. And then all of a sudden, a spark of hope. Moonstone gives the old pfft, and then laughs out loud. Rachel goes, "Oh? Did I hear Moonstone laugh? Or is he having a nervous breakdown?" Marlowe finds this particularly humorous. Rachel goes, "Even Marlowe laughed. You heard it here first, folks." Moonstone says, I don't know. It just hit me." Marlowe says, "Maybe I just ate something bad." Tough to imagine anything that's going... I mean, again, super edgelord armor there. All the skulls on Marlowe's armor. Moonstone goes, "Hey, you can't tell anyone I laughed at Nuke Usagi Maru's dumb comedy show." And then gives us our member address, which I guess is the lamest hush money payoff of all time. Marlowe goes, "I think that's enough internet for one day." And then we get Marlowe's address as well. So at least we get 2 new members for the price of none. Nuke says, "All right, that was great. Our show really knocked them dead." Rachel goes, "Well, of course. You said it yourself. Your jokes are like weapons." He didn't say that. "Thanks for watching," Nuke says. "If you want to laugh, call me anytime." And then we get Nuke Usagi Maru's member address. You know, for laughs. Rachel goes, "By the way, here, Usagi Maru, you forgot something." Goes, "What is it?" "Wait, is this a bill?" Rachel says, "You better pay up. It's 1,000 gold per joke, so 2,000 gold total. Get your ears together and pay." Not sure what "get your ears together" means, but this is by far and away the funniest part of the show to me. Nuke goes, "I thought we were partners." Rachel says, "I'm trying to run a business here," clearly defining her character's motivation in the process. Rachel says, "If you want to work with me, just call. I'd love to do business with you too." Rachel then gives us her member address, so we scored 4 member addresses in this cutscene alone. Then we get a "see you around." They head out, and we have options to explore here, but I don't think we're gonna, because let's face it, we're level 16 in a level 25 dungeon. We're soloing. It's not the safest call to be here. I think it's best for us to just back out and head back to town. Sounds like a portal opened. Yep. And we've got a Halloween coming after us. Let's go ahead and take it out. It's just one enemy. And you guys deserve a little extra combat in this anyway. Looks like our speed charm just wore off. Not that we're really hoping to move. We kind of just want this to last here. Got it down to 268, 169. One more should do it. Missed, so another cast. And finally the Halloween goes down. 26 more experience and a risky treasure. Picking up some Fire Drake mail, and now it is clear to log out and, well, gate out and get back to town. Hi. So the good news is we survived and got 4 new member addresses. We also have a level 25 field all chalked and ready to go, so we can level up in the short term with our new party members. We also seem to have picked up another email. Let's go ahead and grab some restorative items that we may have used. A speed charm, absolutely. We did pick up a Fire Drake mail. We could go ahead and get rid of that. No need to hold on to the Blaze armor or the Hands of Wood. Picked up a Moon Scroll as well, so 61,000 gold in reserve. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and log out and check our mail, or something like that. New messages on the BBS, that can wait till later. What is with this mysterious new email? Offline, unread, and it's from Rachel. It says, "Well, today was a good day, huh? In the world, I'm a handy person to have around. If you get into trouble, you could always ask me for help. Well, see ya." So that was nice. Nice little introductory email from Rachel, who's definitely a top candidate to go with us to level up some more. In the meantime, this has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching, and we'll see you around.